O'Malley, and this is GearWire.com. Today I'm going to introduce you to the Native Instruments Maschine. Maschine is a groove box, hardware controller slash software application. So today we're going to get back into covering some of the basics of Maschine. I think right now I'll take you through some of the browser functions. As I mentioned earlier, Native Instruments is pretty good when it comes to organizing a large amount of sounds and making it quick and easy to find what you're looking for. Maschine does come with a 5 GB library of sounds, and obviously any other WAV files that are on your hard drive are accessible by Maschine. There is no Rex file support, just so you know. Maybe a future upgrade, who knows. But simple to get to the browser, you hit the button and there you are. In this particular case, I'm in master mode, so I can load projects, effects, and so on right from here. In this case, I have a project loaded, but if I want to, I can use the secondary screen and scroll through all the different projects I have on my hard drive. In this case, I've specifically created a project called New, just as a fresh starting point. So anytime I open that one up, I've got basically a blank slate to start from. That's in the master mode. In sound mode, once you've loaded a project, you can see it's jumped over here. The mode button is prepared to load sounds into pads, basically. I have an empty pad here. So getting sounds into Maschine is really just that easy. Just hit the browser button and choose what kind of sounds you're looking for. So I can filter attributes. I can go for sounds, effects, and samples, and so on. In this case, let's say, for instance, I want to program a simple hi-hat. I can filter samples. I want to look in the drums bank, and I can choose what kind of sound I want. Let's go for a closed hi-hat. What kind of closed hi-hat? You've got subtypes as well. I've got vinyl, pedal, human, digital. And these are all the presets that came with Maschine. What's also cool about the browser is it's easy to tag any sound that you already have on your hard drive with a simple drums, kick, snare, open hi-hat, or whatever it may be. So it doesn't have to be a sound that came with Maschine or came from Native Instruments. Any sound that you have on your hard drive can be tagged so it can easily be found and filtered within the browser. So in this case, I've just chosen to find a pedal closed hi-hat, basically. Then on your secondary menu here, I've got all the available hi-hats that fit that description. And there's plenty right out of the box. So I can hit load on any one of these, and it loads it. It's there ready to go. I can continue to browse and hit load to load another. Or I can just hit the next or previous button, which will just load the next or previous sound. Okay, so using the browser, I've got a simple hi-hat, closed hi-hat programmed to pad number 1 here. And the pads, as I mentioned earlier, are velocity sensitive. And it's just that simple. You can just keep going pad by pad, loading in more and more sounds. Next pad, I can throw in a kick. And next pad, I can throw in a snare. Very simple. And I haven't started playing yet, but if I were playing, I would never have to stop playback to do any of that. Everything can happen on the fly. So as far as the browser goes, it's really that simple. Everything you need is accessible through that one button. I can browse through different groups, through different sounds, and through different projects, all of that, and load them right here from the hardware interface. And everything that I do here is also happening on screen, so either way. So now I've got a few sounds loaded into here. Simple starting point typically will be a very simple hi-hat pattern. Up here we've got step mode. I've got two options here. I can record in real time or I can record in step time. Obviously, step time is if you have an event that needs to happen every 8th note or every 16th note exactly, it's easy to just throw it in there in step mode and not have to worry about it. Just by simply hitting step mode button, I can actually set up my different patterns. So every pattern is unique, basically. So in this case, this first pattern is predefined as a 1-bar pattern, bass key C3, velocity, and so on and so forth. If I want to make this a 4-bar pattern, just double up a couple times, and now I have a 4-bar pattern. In order to record, let me go back to control mode real quick. You hit play, there's no metronome. You hold down shift and play, and now you have a metronome. Okay? So there is a metronome available, and you can always hit shift and play once again just to turn it off. In step mode, once you hit play and record, you'll see the lights start to chase through the different bars. In this case, because I'm using a 4-bar sequence, you're only going to see it for one of those bars. If I switch that to a 1-bar sequence, you'll see it's just chasing for all 16 steps. So now, in this particular case, the sound that I'm trying to access will be this hi-hat. I've chosen it already. It's the selected sound because it's lit brighter than the other 3 pads. In step mode, it's that simple. I go into play and record. Now I can just lay down that hi-hat pattern. Okay. Come out of record. I can easily go back to control mode, and now I can select my open hi-hat. Back to step mode, record. Control mode. Now I choose my kick. In this case, maybe I don't want to do step recording. I'll do real-time recording. So without stopping, I just made a beat. See? It's that simple. Just keep on layering sounds, layering sounds, layering sounds. In this case, you could think of that as, this is one group. You can think of that as one track. You can think of it as one drum kit. You could think of it as 16 tracks within one group. However you want to get your head wrapped around that whole process. I've got 16 sounds that I can program in this one group, in this one pattern, that I can tie several patterns into a single scene and therefore create a song. Okay? So step mode is typically going to be your starting point. This is where I'll set up my sequences in terms of the length, 2 bars, 4 bars, etc., and the tempo, which I can always change from the dedicated tempo button here.